Hi, I'm Monika McKenzie, joined today by Jordan Barstead and Peter Kazmierczak from the men's D2 hockey team for today's edition of Face to Face. So you guys have basically been playing together your whole time here at Liberty, 3 years you said. Tell me a little bit about what it's like playing together, your off-ice chemistry, on-ice chemistry, things like that.
So yeah, I came in a year before Jordan, and I not that I don't remember times playing without him, but like when I look back on my Liberty hockey career, like I'm gonna think of Jordan Barstead, and probably when I tell my kids who I played with, like Jordan will be one of those names that like I think of. So yeah, I mean, I think initially when we first started, I don't know if the chemistry was there right away, but I think now we're at the point, especially playing at the level that we have been, and the amount we've been playing together, I think we have developed such a unique chemistry together that, like, on the ice, whether it's off the ice, I think we know what each other are thinking, we know where each other are on the ice, and that's been so beneficial to ourselves, our own play, and the team, I think.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, we've gotten to know each other no matter where we are on the ice, how to support each other, how to play together, and just how to communicate together.
Mm-hmm. You guys are both obviously leaders on the team. Tell me a little bit about your favorite memories playing here at Liberty.
Well, it's hard to look past going to nationals. Like, obviously, each year we've gone, but our last year was probably one of the biggest moments of our career, where we got all the way to the finals, and we really grew together and helped our team, like, just by on the ice, off the ice, wherever guys needed support, and just we were able to feed off each other to help support the team.
Yeah. When I think of like special moments with Jordan, I think of like so many things, but more of like a culminating factor is I know I'm the captain of this team, but I really actually do look up to Jordan in a lot of areas. I don't tell a lot of people this, but I always think this: if I were to want to coach a team, I would want Jordan to be my assistant coach, because no matter what the drill is, if Coach Lowe's is explaining a drill or something's going on, I am more than likely to just go look at Jordan and be like, what are we doing, or something. And so Jordan kind of is always in the know of what's going on, and he'll tell me, and so then I can tell the rest of the team. So he's kind of like the unsung leader on the team, where I may not always be paying attention to things, and Jordan's always there with the correct answer. Like in the middle of the game, if I'm kind of, I would say, the more emotional of the two, and so I will actually be, kind of my emotions will be all ramped up, and then Jordan will kind of like look at me and be like, this is what's going on right now, kind of relax. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, Jordan, okay, that's good. Like he can, I don't know of another player who can kind of calm me down as well as he can, and kind of speak truth to me as well as he can.
Where did you learn to do that? I mean, has it always been like that since you started playing?
I don't know exactly if it's just something that I've been born with or just something that I've developed over time of playing. But playing with Kaz, we kind of are different styles of play that complement each other. He's a lot of speed, aggressiveness, really go, where I like to slow things down a lot, and that's almost where we like complement each other so well, because he'll be always go, and I'll be like, hey, let's slow it down a little bit and bring the pace down, and that's where we feed off each other, because we use each other as strengths, and we cover where the other one is a little weaker.
And this is possibly one of the best D2 teams Liberty Hockey has ever seen. So walk me through your personal journeys, what it's been like from day one until now, what you've each had to go through individually.
Yeah, well, I came into Liberty here a year after Peter, but I felt like I got into things kind of well, but sophomore year, it kind of went down on a little downward spiral, as I was out for most of the year with a concussion, so that was kind of a big downer. But as things have gone better, and Kaz and I have just grown our better like chemistry together, our team has gotten stronger, and we feel like we have quite the opportunity to do stuff this year.
Yeah, for me it's kind of unique. I came in, and like you said, it's a pretty deep D2 team that we're on right now, and when I was a freshman, I came in, we were nowhere near as deep as we are right now. And so when I came in, I was obviously a freshman, new kid on the block, but I think I had the mindset, and I think I was correct in thinking this, where I relied solely on my talent, and I got by on my talent because we weren't a deep roster, and that I could make mistakes and not see any maybe repercussions of those mistakes, because there wasn't really any depth behind us to fill my shoes or anyone else who I was playing with at the time. But now we have such a deep team, and I think Jordan and I like help each other in this area where if you're not continually getting better, there's someone right behind you knocking on the door to take your spot. But yeah, throughout like I said, I've seen myself progress as a player. My junior year, I got a pretty bad injury and took me out for a couple of weeks, and then backtracking and spent some time with D1 my sophomore year, and really learned a lot about myself, learned a lot about the game, and I've really learned that the D2 team is unlike any other team, and I've really been able to find my own here on the D2 team. And then this year, my last year in being a captain of the team, it was kind of tough for me, breaking my leg, and having to learn a new way to lead, and that's being the best possible cheerleader for the guys, and also trying to get as healthy as fast as possible, because like you said, like we have such an opportunity this year, and I want to be the best leader that I can be, but I don't want to be on the sidelines for that.
Yeah. And you sound really optimistic when you talk about that injury, but what was going through your head when you sort of got the diagnosis and thought like, wow, it's only a few weeks until my senior season is over, like why is this happening?
Yeah, it's actually funny that I'm doing this interview with Jordan, because right when I went down, I like was in complete shock, and I just looked at Jordan. I don't know if you remember this. I was like, I just broke my leg, and I was just like kind of like startled by it. I was like, I just broke my leg. Oh my goodness. But first diagnosis I actually got was a text from my mom. She's a nurse, so she's probably seen it all, and so she's not very. She's loving it. She's the most wonderful lady I know, but all the text was 6 weeks nationals and are in 8. You're fine, and so it wasn't very. It was reassuring that I could make it back for nationals. But once I got that prognosis and that diagnosis, I was shocked a little bit, but kind of that like leader mentality had to kick in and say, okay, how can I lead best? And that's by being the best possible cheerleader for the guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a pretty heavy topic, so I'm going to ask you a lighter question.
Yeah.
Do you have any funny or embarrassing stories? I mean, when you've been playing together for so long, there has to be something that comes out.
Yeah.
So anything?
It's hard to think of something just off the top of my head, but both Kaz and I, like, on the ice, we aren't much of a chirper guy, get in the face of other opponents. Like, we kind of do our own thing, just keep it to the scoreboard and stuff. However, I will never forget this one moment last year when we were playing together. I can't remember who we were playing, but we were both in front of the net after a whistle, and this one guy turns to us and both says, your blue jerseys look really cute on you guys. And we both turned to each other and we're like, what? Like, how do we respond to that? And like, neither of us are the type to fire back at the guy, but we would just both always go back to the bench afterwards and just laugh about stuff like that.
Yeah, I think for me, when it really, like I said this earlier, but whenever kind of coach is explaining a drill, it's really pretty often where like I'll be like, what's he talking about? And Jordan will have to actually like help me out. It's kind of like, I don't know if you've ever seen Miracle. It's that scene in Miracle where they're like, what's he talking about? And people are like, no clue. And but yeah, I think this year has been unique because we've been playing with Victor Blomberg, and there's always seems to be that third guy in our line who kind of is new to our line, but Vic has kind of created a good role for himself there, and he is the guy in our line who will go after people if, like, let's say like Jordan or I get hit late or behind the play or whatever. Vic will go right up to him and get right in his face. And I don't know if Vic has always expected us to be there, like to back him up, but we're never there. Like Jordan and I will be like looking at him like, oh, hope he doesn't get jumped, and we'll just be skating to the bench. And like I don't know if Vic's just nervous to like ask us to help us step up, but Vic, if you're watching, we're never gonna help you out.
So you guys are wrapping up your season, your time playing here at Liberty. What are your final goals?
Well, obviously the main one is win a national championship with this D2 team. We've come so close, but a big one that we obviously want to do is glorify God no matter what.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Beginning of the year, we really laid out some goals, and number one is actually not to win a national championship. Above all else, is to glorify the Lord. And the D2 team for a couple of years now has been very special. We've won a lot of games. We've been a very talented team, but spiritually, I'm just so proud of my time at Liberty with the guys that I was surrounded with, about their walk with the Lord and their commitment to accountability with each other. And so, yeah, to finish out the year, the most that I want to do is glorify the Lord through my actions, through my words, and then obviously I want to win a national championship, and I think we can do so.
Well, best of luck. We're all cheering for you guys.
Thank you very much.